Yo, what's up guys, it's King Sean here, and in today's video, I will be talking about players that stood out in the Commanders' 23-20 wild card game victory over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'll be talking about those players in today's video, but before we do, if you guys are new to my channel, leave a like down below, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. So the first player I want to talk about is Austin Eckler. I thought Eckler had a really good game yesterday. He had 3 catches for 26 yards, and he was our leading rusher yesterday as well. 8 carries, 27 yards. Well, leading running back rusher because Jaden Daniels once again led our team in rushing. He has over the past 4 to 5 games now since we have been able to get no run game going ever since the Titans game. Absolutely no run game, man. The run blocking hasn't been as good. Brian Robinson, he hasn't been as good. He's been pretty lackluster as of lately, and that's an understatement. You can even say he's been bad, which I would say a lot of fans would say right, but we just haven't gotten enough from the run game, and it was really nice to get Eckler back, man. Really good receiving option for Jaden. Get it out to him in the flats. He can turn like a 1 to 2 yard pass to like a 4 to 5 yard gain or a 6-7 yard gain or even more, right? He had a 30-some yard catch and run versus the Eagles. Maybe it was a little under that, but he had a really nice catch and run versus the Eagles. And then yesterday, he had a really nice catch and run on our game-winning drive. I thought Yaya Diaby picked the pass off. I'm not going to lie. It was almost an interception, but it was a good placed ball by Jaden. Only option to go, and Eckler turned that pass into a 18-yard gain, took it down to our 27-yard line, and we were moving, right? We were moving on that drive, and ultimately we got the field goal, man. Obviously the doink for the dub, right? But it was all hype from there. But like Eckler was really good yesterday, in my opinion. He had a 12-yard carry yesterday. He had a couple nice carries on the ground. So I do like what Eckler brings to this team, man. And getting him back for the playoffs, man, that was absolutely huge for us. And you saw why yesterday. So Eckler, man, I thought he made a huge difference, and I thought he was one of the players that stood out and one of the X factors in yesterday's game. Next player I want to get to is Bobby Wagner, man, the veteran on this defense, man. Bobby has been great for us all year long, and he was great once again yesterday. He showed out, man. That fumble recovery, man, we are never in position to recover a fumble, man. We just don't have that instinct to just jump on the fumble, man. It's always a guy from the opposing team picking it up. But finally, we got a fumble to go our way yesterday, and Bobby was right there to pick it up. It was a little misexchange by Baker and McMillan. I think it was mainly on Baker, but the ball was on the ground, and Bobby picked it up, right? And great awareness, great instincts by Bobby right there, man. He also had a half a sack. Thought he had a TFL as well, but Bobby was great yesterday. He was making tackles. Obviously, the fumble recovery, had half a sack. He did get trucked by Baker, which I was like, wow. And Baker is strong, so, but Bobby had a great game yesterday, and I would love to bring him back, man. He is honestly on your #1 priority list for guys to bring back this offseason. Like, Bobby has been that good. He's been really, really good for us, man. I love it if we were able to bring him back, man, on a 1-year deal. Maybe 2, but probably 1 because at this point he's 34 years old. So, you wouldn't bring him back on a 2-year deal. But, man, Bobby has been awesome, man. He's been all we could have ever imagined, man, for a guy that's 33, about to be 34 years old, right? So, man, shout out to Bobby, man, because he's been great for us all year long. And once again, he made plays yesterday in a big game, and he helped us get that win over the Bucs. And obviously, we're going to move on to Detroit next week. Let's talk about players number 3 and 4 here. Dyami Brown, want to start with him, man. Hey, was yesterday Dyami's breakout game? We'll see, but Dyami had a great game yesterday, man. 5 catches, 89 yards, 1 touchdown. We've needed a guy to step up, across from Terry, and Dyami did so yesterday. He did so, man. So shout out to him, man. His longest catch was for 30 yards. I think it was a screenplay, man. Dyami has been a demon on screenplays this year. Like I said before this game, like I said a week or 2 ago, that, hey, man, I wouldn't mind bringing Dyami back. He's shown me something this year. Like, Cliff has found a way to utilize him on wide receiver screens, be a solid deep threat, vertical threat for Jaden Daniels. Like, I really wouldn't mind bringing Dyami back. And Hey, man, he showed up yesterday, man, when we needed him the most. And on the final drive of the game, JD hit Dyami over the middle of the field. Hey, they said he couldn't throw over the middle, right? Remember that, y'all? Remember the talks, man? They said he couldn't throw over the middle. They said he couldn't throw on the run, which I'm not going to lie. Coming out of the draft, that was one of my biggest concerns with Jaden. Like, could he throw on the run, right? And a lot of people said he couldn't do it. Well, he didn't have to do it a lot because he had, Malik and Brian Thomas Jr., right, to throw to, right? So he didn't have to do it a lot. But, man, Jaden was awesome yesterday, and we'll get to him next, actually. But Dyami, man, he showed me something yesterday. Like, he showed me a whole lot yesterday. Same with every other fan, right? So I love the way Dyami played yesterday. He showed out. He stood up. I'm really happy for him. I know Dyami was waiting for a game like this, man. I know it, man. So really nice to see him show out. And I think we're going to re-sign him. Like, I think Dyami can be a really good receiver 4, maybe a receiver 3, but a really good receiver 4, and then bring in a legit receiver 2 across from Terry, and then maybe add a slot receiver as well, and then Dyami Brown can kind of round out that group. So once again, Dyami was really impressed with him yesterday. And then obviously Terry going to do Terry things. I said Jamel Dean, he can't keep up with Terry, man. Jamel Dean, cool, he can't keep up with Terry. Like, week 1, Jamel Dean could not keep up with Terry. Like, on the first play of the second half, Jaden missed Terry wide open deep bomb. He cooked Jamel Dean. Like, he cooked Jamel Dean, right? And Jamel Dean got hurt last night. I don't know if he faked the injury. I don't even know. I don't think he came back in the game. I think he was ruled out for the rest of the game. But he got cooked so bad by Terry. He got hurt, right? Like, and I hope he's good, by the way. Like, I hope he's good. But Terry was just cooking him last night, man. He was cooking him. Terry had 7 catches for 89 yards, 1 touchdown. So him and Dyami Brown had the same amount of yards. He should have had 100 tonight or last night, but Andrew Wiley was called for a legal man downfield on an RPO. By the way, we was killing the Bucs on the RPO game last night, man. Like, they was struggling to defend the RPO, man. So shout out to Cliff, man, because I love the RPO game last night. I really did. And Terry was cooking them. Like, Terry was cooking them. And I know the second touchdown attempt to Terry, or the first one actually, because Terry had a touchdown later, but the first touchdown attempt to Terry almost pulled that down on Jamel Dean. Could have called pass interference on Dean, but Terry almost pulled that down, but just fell incomplete, right? So Terry just was amazing yesterday. Like, he was amazing yesterday. Terry doing Terry things, no surprises there. So love what I saw from him. The veterans showed out yesterday. Eckler, Terry, Wagner. That's what you expect from your veterans, man. So it was really good to see there. And then once again, Dyami Brown, he showed out yesterday, man. He really did. And then finally, y'all know, got to talk about him, the man, the myth, the legend, Jaden Daniels, JD5. The reason why we're here, right? The reason why we even won this game, we were even in that game yesterday. Jaden was outstanding. Once again, his clutchness is just insane, man. He's the clutchest quarterback in the NFL. Like, he really is, man. Like, you could say Mahomes is a little more clutch, but, like, Jaden's just insane. Like, he's just different. Like, he is unlike any quarterback I have ever watched before in this franchise, right? Like, he's insane. Like, he is absolutely incredible. Obviously, yesterday he went 24 for 35, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, got sacked once. I think that sack was him running out of bounds, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Or Brandon Coleman actually gave up a sack to Yaya Diaby. Or no, that was called back because of a holding on Terry McLaurin. So he only took 1 sack yesterday, and it was him running out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage or at the line of scrimmage. So he didn't take any sacks yesterday, but the O-line still wasn't great yesterday, right? They were allowing a ton of pressure in the first half, a little better in the second half, but overall they just weren't great yesterday. Brandon Coleman, he was getting beat a whole lot. Nick Allegretti, he wasn't great. Andrew Wiley, he was better in the second half, but wasn't great overall. Cosme got beat sometimes. The most consistent O-lineman yesterday was really Tyler Biadasz, and Tyler Biadasz is super important to this team. Like, we know without Tyler Biadasz, our O-line would be looking a lot worse than it already is, right? So, Tyler Biadasz, vital part to our O-line. But getting back to Jaden, man, his clutchness, his, calmness in situations, like, he just has so much poise, that calmness, that maturity. Like, he's just so good, man. I mean, every single time, like, I'm not even worried anymore. Like, put the ball in Five's hands. with 4 to 3 minutes left in the game. He's going downfield. He's not giving the ball back to the opponent. He's going to put the game away for us, and we're going to win it, right? Like, I don't even have to worry anymore when we get the ball last, because I know JD5 going to take care of business. He going to convert on third downs if he needs to with his arm or with his legs. And on that 3rd and 1 yesterday to ice the game and to set up a game-winning field goal from Zane Gonzalez, a D tackle, Kalijah Kancey, was literally right there. And earlier in the game, Kalijah Kancey, on a failed 4th down attempt in the red zone, he tapped his helmet. Well, later on, game on the line, got to pick this up in order to win it, basically. Kalijah Kancey came rushing for Jaden, pulled his towel. Jaden stiff-armed Kancey off him, picked up the 1st down, and the Bucs used their final timeout, and the game was basically over after Jaden ran for that 1st down, man. So, once again, man, Jaden is just incredible, right? Like, one of the best things to happen to this franchise, 100%, maybe the best, right? Because, once again, without him, we wouldn't be here today. We would not be going to the divisional round playing the the Lions on Saturday night. So, man, once again, man, obviously, got to have Jaden in this video. He was the X factor yesterday versus the Buccaneers. So, those are my 5 players. One honorable mention I would like to say, Jeremy Chin. Thought he had a solid game yesterday. He had a pass breakup on Mike Evans. Also made a couple nice tackles. So, did like what I saw from Jeremy Chin yesterday. So, that is it for today's video. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe, turn on notifications, comment down below the players you thought were X factors yesterday or players you thought stood out yesterday in our victory over the Buccaneers. And other than that, it's been King Sean, and I'm out. Peace.